what's up? It's G. This is Fresh to Death Barber Training. I have 2 more cuts that I'm gonna upload to YouTube. Both of these are bald fades. But yes, these 2 cuts are bald fades. I'm going to basically speed up the video so everyone can watch it without having to spend the whole 35 minutes watching each cut. One of the cuts I did on Facebook Live, and the other one I just did on video. Follow any of my social medias. Every handle is Gee Gee Da Barber. GEGEDABARBER. That is on every social media: Twitter, Instagram, and I think I have a Snapchat. So yeah, I asked if I could videotape it for one of my training classes that I'm trying to do for AACTION Barber. By the way, we are taking enrollment. So in this cut, I'm going to be using my 76ers Oysters to do my first guideline. I think I'm going to go ahead and use the whole fade with my 76ers just to show y'all how so easy they are to use with volume cuts. So as you see, right now I'm using my triple O and I'm making my first guideline. Now you want to make sure that you want to make sure your guideline is as straight as possible, because this will help you with your fade as the process goes on. If you have like a lopsided guideline, once you fade, the fade is going to start looking lopsided. So like I said, just make sure everything is equal and proportional. Okay, I pulled out my 1 and now I'm just knocking out my first guideline. I'm going up about 1 inch because I do have a guard in between that I can clean up to make the fade a little cleaner. So I'm stretching my fade out. So that's, like I said, that's a 1, flicking out that first guideline now. Alright, so now I have my 1.5 and I'm going all the way up to where the top of the head and the side of the head meet. You don't want to go any further than that, just so you don't make any more extra guidelines. The cut is going to be wavelength, so once you go all the way up with your 1.5, you'll pretty much know that, hey, that's where you need to stop, and that's pretty much how much hair is going to come off. And like I mentioned, you want to make sure that every time you make a new guideline, you want to make sure that it's the same length all the way around. This will definitely help you fade in the process. So I like to do, when I get to the top of the head, I like to go ahead and at least start my edge up so I can kind of see how my fade is stretched out on the side. Guys, when you're making the C cup, I want you to practice on using your index finger on the face while you're making the C cup. It'll help you guide and make it, because if you try to do it without actually touching the client's face, it's kind of hard to make that C as crisp as you want it to, because your hand is just floating. But if you put that back of your index finger on the side of the face while you're doing the C, I'm telling you, it'll help you. So now I'm using my 1A and I'm just knocking out that guideline between the 1.5 and the 1. Just trying to clean up my fade. Like I said, I have guards in between my guidelines, so this is what you're going to see me doing. So in a way, yes, I do fade up and then I fade down. And that was a 0A, my bad. That was 0A, and I took out that line between the 1 and my initial guide. Now I'm using my 1A to knock out that space in between the 1.5 and the 1. And I know you see the hair at the bottom near the neck and everything. I didn't bald it out because I like to, when I'm finished with my fade, I like to actually basically zero gap it, so that I want to make it as bald as I can. So that's why I just leave it. It doesn't make no sense to knock it down right now. I'm just knocking out the fade and then I'll do all the detailing later. like I said, guys, we are taking enrollment at AACTION Barber Styling College. So if y'all do want to enroll, there's links in my bio, and I'll put it in the comments as well. Alright, so now I'm just doing a bunch of detail. I'm getting the dark spots that I see. That's my blending tool. I know a lot of people like to make guidelines with this half, but I don't ever make a guideline with the half. I use that strictly for blending. I mean, it says it even on the guard. I just think that it really doesn't make any sense, because the one and if you're using adjustables, the one and your no guard open or closed is exactly the same thing. So really, like I said, the blending tool is just used for what it's said for blending, not to actually make a guideline. As you can see, that's what I was talking about. Now I'm actually balling it out. My seniors are 0 gap, so I'm just cleaning up all that, so I won't have to worry about it later. I'm just using my 1.5, and I'm basically just cleaning it all up, making it even at the same. Now I can do this because with kids, they really don't brush their hair, so there's no way I'm gonna mess up their waves. But if you see people that's really been putting time into their waves, never go against the grain. I would even advise you to take out your adjustables and use that, because yeah, you don't want to cause a fight. I don't know, but I know people in Dallas, you cut into their waves, yeah, you might be ready to fight. You might have to go outside. And like I mentioned, I'm just doing a bunch of detail in this blending tool. I'm telling you, it'll help you a lot by opening and closing, going forward with the grain, against the grain. Like, that's all you see me doing right now. I probably pull out my 1 every now and then to smooth the top out for my 1.5, but man, that blending tool, I'm telling you, is gonna help you a lot getting these dark spots out. And you don't even have to press hard, you just let the tool do its work. Right there, I'm just basically doing his front edge up. By me doing the edge up on the sides, I kind of already have a meeting point from both sides, so I just kind of connect it from the top to the middle, just to make it even. Now with kids, what you want to not do is push their edge up back. If you see a bunch of faint hair and you think it's, hey, I'm gonna make it as sharp as I can, don't. They're still growing, their hair is still developing. If you're knocking off that light hair, you're just killing the cuticles, so when they get older, they're gonna be wondering, dang, my edge up far back, because yeah, all your growing life, you done had a barber push your edge up back. So what I like to do is, wherever it looks, or wherever it basically meets up normally, even if it's light or not, I'm going to just keep it natural. Now we have enhancements for kids that have like seriously, but like I said, they're kids. So yeah, this is pretty much the cut. I just gave him a part, and hope y'all enjoy. Thank you.